Yo, what's going on YouTube? Welcome to the vlog. So, joining me on another walk from my kata training, but this time not in Cambridge. So for the last week, I've been training in St Ives at a gym called Rough Diamonds in the morning. It's a bit further away, it's a bit more expensive for me to get to, but the other place, which was Pure Gym in Cambridge, wasn't working out. Too many jabronis, so got to kind of invest in yourself and put in a bit more effort. So I used to box in St Ives, and this MMA gym moved into the original boxing gym I went to before they changed venue and moved slightly out of town into a bigger warehouse type of deal, which has been in the vlog previously. So guys, got to the gym now, but unfortunately training partner's not here yet and I haven't got a key, so he's probably going to be like 5 minutes, so check out this scene, pretty relaxing. Yeah, so it's pretty cold, but can't complain, man. Look, these ducks are out here full time just chilling. They just stick their head in their back. Is that their back? I don't know what that is. They stick their head in something. Okay guys, so in the gym now, it's got a bit of a different setup to before. So we got a few different types of bags. Got these kind of longer Muay Thai types of bags, and then got these like teardrop ones too. And then as well, it's got big ring, and then some of the matted area too. Usually stick to this side, but yeah, gonna get in some training now, warm up, and then do some kind of specific pad work, more based on kicking and defense. So check it out.
Am I safe for walking out on us? Oh, or am I losing touch? Too many games, now all our chips are lost. Oh, luck was not enough. I opened my eyes. Tonight I feel like waking to life. Tonight I feel like waking up. Tonight I feel like now here we stand and hover on the edge. Oh, we're just a drop in time. I feel like gave you every breath I had. Even forgave your crimes. I opened my tonight I feel like waking to life.
Okay people, so back now from the gym and super hungry. Check out the food. So we got chicken and vegetable soup. This is the brand. Then to go with that, a bagel and butter, an apple, some dates, going very carby, and then some of these corn chips which are only 73 calories for a pack. It's not a big pack, but they're kind of in between rice cakes and crisps, but obviously a little bit less calories. I wouldn't go as far as healthy, but the barbecue flavour is good, and sour cream and chive is also good. And then to keep me entertained, don't judge people, I'm watching Logan Paul's podcast with Brendan Sharp. Okay guys, so as promised in the last vlog, we're going to do a quick Q&A. Got a few good questions, so let's bash through them. So first question we've got, just reading it off my phone, is how long have you been doing this stuff? Not entirely sure what this refers to. If it's YouTube, then 2 years. If it's training, 7 years. And if it's fighting, 4 years. Here we go, next one. When do you think you'll be in the UFC? So if I had to estimate, presuming everything goes well, I would get in the UFC a couple years after turning pro. So I wouldn't really want to put a number on it, but I think if I could stay injury free and stuff, maybe like 2 years after going pro, hopefully. Next one, we've got any tips for starting MMA. I've actually got a video on MMA tips for beginners, so go check that out. But I'd say pretty much the main thing is to actually get started on it, get going, and build everything up like organically. So obviously train as much as possible at the beginning, but don't do so much that you're going to burn yourself out. You've got to make sure that you enjoy it, but obviously try and do as much as possible. And then I'd say drill. Don't just, if you haven't got the technique base, don't just train really hard, because I think it's better to put in the time in terms of concentrated specific drilling where you'll progress more than other people, even if they're training like longer or harder than you. Okay, next question, current favorite fighter. Bit of a tricky one. I could probably pick out a couple people. I like Musasi, although obviously he's over in Bellator, so he's not getting as much airtime recently. And then as well, I've been enjoying Usman and Colby just because they're in my division, and not necessarily like a favorite personality thing, but just in terms of I have the most interest in watching them because they're kind of elite in the division, and I think they'd be really tough matchups for me. As a follow-up question, we've got all-time favorite fighter. So this might not be the most popular opinion ever, but I'm gonna have to go with the GOAT, in my opinion, John Jones. He's just someone that I'd never want to miss his fight. He doesn't always, I'd necessarily say, have the most exciting fights, because a lot of the time he is dominant, maybe not quite so much in recent years, but in terms of his technique and his skill set and what he brings to the table, I just wouldn't want to miss his fights. So personality aside, John Jones. Although saying that, I do actually quite enjoy the fact now that he's kind of embracing the bad guy role and trolling people more. Okay, then we've got predictions for Adesanya versus Silva. So I'm going to go with Israel, probably by decision, because I think Anderson will sit off and not want to get hit too much as a counter striker. And I think Adesanya is very far ahead of Silva as a striker. I think Adesanya might be the best striker in the UFC. I don't want to seem like a bandwagon guy here, but if not the best, definitely in the top few. Obviously he's a lot younger. I think he's at least like 10 years younger. He's got all the momentum. Skill set wise, I think it's just a really bad matchup for Silva. I think it would take someone like Rockhold or maybe like a Jacare to take Adesanya out, but I think they're going to have to heavily rely on the wrestling. Okay, next one. Ever thought about training in Thailand or doing an amateur program in the US? So Thailand's actually at the top of my list to go train. I'd probably just go do Muay Thai there rather than MMA. I have thought about this a lot. And I'm currently saving money to train sustainably. Otherwise, I would just go right now. And I would have also gone already if I hadn't done the IMAF tournaments, which I used the money for that instead. In terms of the second part of the question, I would love to go train in the States for longer, but probably more just in a wrestling sense. Like, I'm not too bothered about striking there. Obviously, jiu-jitsu would be great as well. But if I was going to put my money and time into it, I definitely want to follow like an amateur wrestling plan. Okay, next one. How long before you notice significant gains in regards to your progression in MMA? So I wouldn't really put a timeline on this one. I couldn't say it was from when I was 22 to 23 years old. I'd say it's been more of like a snowball thing, kind of compounding, where my skill level has been increasing probably quicker than at the beginning. Like at the beginning you make like noob gains, obviously, just like lifting weights or whatever, because everything's so brand new and you have like zero skill sets, so everything goes up astronomically. But I'd say it'd be more recent, to be honest, in terms of progression, probably because I'm training smarter, drilling more, and doing more like specific training. So, and also I've stopped doing as much like weightlifting and general fitness stuff and just gone fully into martial arts training, and that's kind of helped me moon quite a lot. Okay, next we got views on the potential 165 pounds, that is, division in UFC. So I think this would be great for MMA in general. I really hope they do it. The gap between 155 and 170 I think could be filled out, and then obviously they'd make a 175. I think a lot of guys who struggle making 155 would benefit from it. I think at pro, I wouldn't do it amateur, but at pro I could do 165, especially if some of the guys are massive, and I was getting paid some money for it. But I'd rather not cut the weight. So if 165 comes in, I imagine that 175 would come in, and that would be perfect for me, because then I wouldn't really have to cut any weight. I could just diet off completely. So I'm a big fan and advocate of that. Hopefully it comes in. Okay, next question. What do you do in your spare time? Work, uni, other personal hobbies? So to be honest, at the moment, because I'm saving money, not a whole lot. I'm not currently working, which is why I'm saving money. I finished my job in July. Uni, I completed it 3.5 years ago, so I was at uni for 3 years in Leeds previously. And then other personal hobbies, to be honest, I just watched loads of YouTube. I'm not like super social at the moment. I'm not going out as much because I'm trying to save money. I don't have really time or energy for other sports, and that's like the main thing I'm interested in. I just, put most of my free time into like watching technique and videos and stuff. But other hobbies are just normal stuff really. I don't do anything else exciting. So just going out for food, going to the cinema, playing video games with friends, listening to podcasts, stuff like that. Okay, so just 2 more questions, guys. Any advice for getting good at takedowns? If it's wrestling, I'd say practice getting down low in a wrestling stance and mixing up your fakes with your shots and your collar ties and your snaps and your posts and everything else. And then make sure you're watching like wrestling matches and watching as much details online, or obviously having a coach if possible. And if it's MMA for takedowns, get good at striking so you can set them up properly. Okay, last question, guys. How can I improve my cardio, bearing in mind I've had trouble with my knees? So I'd say in terms of like traditional fitness, the bike, as in like going out on the road on a bike or being in a gym, that's pretty low impact on the knees, but you have to do a lot to really like get your cardio going, or do hills or something. Or you could do swimming, which is a good low body one. I've done that before when I've had a bad knee. In terms of like martial arts, you could do kind of intense drilling, so set a timer, do like continuous takedowns for like 3 minutes, which is obviously going to be less impact on your body than live wrestling, where it's very easy to get hurt. Or do like pad work's really good. So you can again make that more challenging by having the pad man hit you back, make it more like sparring, but again, less impact than sparring. Okay, so that's all the questions done. Hope you guys enjoyed it. First Q&A on the channel. Give the video a like if you did, and we'll do another in the future if the response is good. So now I'm going to get some bits done. I'll see you at the next meal. Okay, so snack time, having 3 Weetabix with almond milk and sugar. I never know, guys, comment below. Do you have the sugar after the milk or before? That's always baffled me. I think I normally put it on before, but then someone told me this was wrong. Also, the living room, looking pretty Christmassy. Just got this card. It's meant to resemble my cat, the fox. Then of course we got the tree too. Right people, dinner time. Quick top tip. Keep your foam roller, if you have one and you use it, in your kitchen, because whilst your food is cooking, you can foam roll. Kill 2 birds with 1 stone. So for the main, we got 5% fat beef with fajita mix on it, red peppers and yellow peppers, red onion, baby leaf salad, and spinach underneath there too. Gonna chuck some mayonnaise on that, and then to finish off, we're gonna have some red seedless grapes. So the plan for tonight is we're gonna go to Leo's gym for a jiu-jitsu session. He's currently in South America, so my original head coach, Robbie the Flame Olivia, will be covering, so I'll show you guys some of the techniques from that. We've got the fox in the background. He's absolutely married to the radiator. Anyway, see you at the gym. Okay guys, here at class now. It's quiet one because it's near the end of Christmas. Say hello to the vlog. I don't think he's ever been on it. Cameron, young beginner jabroni, and Freddie too. Just getting some drills in after beginners class. So tonight, because it's so quiet, we're just going to do positional, situational stuff, and then we're going to do some rolling.
Person, he's not allowed to use the hands. So it's nice and relaxed, okay? So what we're doing is he's looking to pass guard. I can use my hands to post, but I can't use it on him. Okay, so let's go. Stay pretty relaxed. Focus on movement. Look like a fat kid trying to get the bean back. Let's sit up. You now try and I don't have to do it.
Yeah, usually
Look at straight kick. Yeah, I mean, they'll go back.
Yeah.
The way to counteract that is if you pass that way and you get this, is to keep circling around your legs. So go all the way over my head forward.
Okay.
So if you've got someone that's very good at posting with a straight arm, with a strong grip, and
They catch me a lot.
yeah. So if you carry on, attempt to carry on rotating around, there's some risks. Actually, if you go all the way around, then you find that they need to try and switch onto the other hand. Yeah. And I'll give you 5 hands. Just bring five back next time, and I'll let the video know.
You get just so you know, give it 10 seconds or so to try to take that. You can get it that side. The rest of you always fly away. So when I'm here, you do the alignment. It just creates a bit of a frame view.
Yeah, here for Saturday.
It's not like it's not fun, because we get there's another sketch.
Because you have trained with it before, right?
That's another front.
Just make sure people know. I might be here. I have other sporting commitments on Saturday. Seven months. Oh, really? Oh, wow. Yeah, so I used to be, now I'm a hooker. Yeah, now I'm number 2. Do you play now or?
No, I'm not really.
Right.
So, how old are you then? You don't want me here, you can go on about that today, so. And of course, Alright. I'm not good at team sports, I've got nice space in my house. That'll be wrong. So all those what you've seen in the past. Yeah. Get these to the past. Yeah.
Just kept a little bit of space.
Okay guys, so we're back home now, late one tonight, currently 11:15. That was the final jiu-jitsu session of the year. The gym is closed through the rest of December till January when Leo's back. So in the meantime till January, I'll still be doing my day training when possible. But aside from that, I'll probably be doing bag work, running, and then super lightweights. But that's the video for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it and have a good Christmas. See you soon. Peace.